Good morning and welcome to the regular meeting of City Council for Tuesday, September 6, 2022. I have a meeting announcement. All council meetings are live streamed on the city website. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Reverend Burgess.
Here.
Mr. Coghill. Ms. Gross. Mr. Kraus.
Here.
Okay. Mr. Lavelle. Mrs. Strasburger.
Here.
Mr. Wilson.
Here.
Mrs. Kale-Smith, President.
Here.
6 members present.
Thank you. As we join from our remote locations, please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, please be seated. And our next order of business is to amend the agenda. Is there a motion to amend the agenda? In a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Agenda is amended. Thank you. And our next order of business is proclamations, and we have one from Councilman Wilson to be presented. Councilman Wilson? Thank you. Not presented?
Read it into the record.
Read into the record? Can we read that into the record, Madam Clerk?
There will be a presentation somewhere else.
Councilman Wilson presents, "Be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh declares Monday, September 12th, 2022, Protect Trans Kids Day here in the City of Pittsburgh."
We have a motion to approve in a second.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Very
All in
brief
favor? Discussion?
Yeah, no, I just want to recognize Councilman Wilson. He had some pretty egregious behavior taking place within his council district, and I have some sense that this was behind your wanting to put this forward. And I just want to, thank you for stepping up. It meant a lot to a lot of people, and I appreciate it.
Well, thanks.
Councilman Wilson?
But yeah, thanks. But being in contact with I think you're talking about what's been in the news for quite some time. When initially, there was without going too far into that, because this is also in the courts as well. But there was a definite, in my eyes, a definite, attack.
There was intent to intimidate, no
Yeah,
question about
and
it.
that type of intimidation, has no place in Pittsburgh. And so been in contact with the family, but also been working with advocates like Sue Kerr who have, assisted with this proclamation, but also, has, stepped forward and now there's some visible signs of Protect Trans Kids across the north side in Pittsburgh, and really just shown that everyone deserves has a place in Pittsburgh. So
Appreciate it.
Anyway,
Thanks,
thanks
Councilman.
for your comments, and wasn't expecting to say much today about it because there will be a day when we're looking at a day next week, organizing with Sue to organize a day so we can do something in person. Yep.
Thanks, Councilman.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Do we vote all in favor? All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Proclamations. Any opposed? Any objections? Proclamations approved. Thank you. And next we'll have the one for myself for the Lebanese Festival. Father Samir and folks, please come forward. A lot of you might remember Mickey, who ran the Brookline Rec Center. Also, my cousin.
Absolutely. How could we not?
Is here. Come up.
Closer.
You can come up here. And so we have the Lebanese Food Festival, the festival, this weekend. It's the 9th, 10th, and 11th. And we usually meet a lot of people there, and it's really well attended. So if you want to meet a lot of people and want to enjoy some great cuisine and enjoy our culture, please come to the Lebanese Food Festival.
Is there tabbouleh there, Madam President?
Pardon me?
Is there tabbouleh there, Madam President?
Tabbouleh, yes, there's tabbouleh.
My favorite.
So I'm going to read the proc, and then we'll have Father tell you a little bit more about it and who we're joined with. Whereas the Maronite Lebanese American community of Our Lady of Victory Maronite Catholic Church, located at 1000 Tropical Avenue, will be hosting its annual Lebanese Festival from Friday, September 9th through Sunday, September 11th. And whereas approximately 3 million Americans descending from Lebanese origin live in the United States, making up 5 generations who migrated from Lebanon beginning in the 19th century. And I think I'm related to all of them. And whereas in Lebanon, eating is directly related to family, hence the festival will be a fun gathering of family, friends, with live entertainment, dancing, and of course, authentic Lebanese food. And whereas Lebanese food is of Mediterranean origin, with a balance of European cuisine and an Arabic influence, which forms exotic, mouth-watering Lebanese dishes such as kibbeh tabbouleh, grape leaves, lamb kebabs, and spinach pies, and delectable desserts such as baklava. And whereas the Lebanese American community of Our Lady of Victory Maronite Catholic Church has served Pittsburgh in Western Pennsylvania for more than a century, since its founding in 1902. And now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby commend Our Lady of Victory Maronite Catholic Church for their service to the community and their faithfulness to their heritage. And be it further resolved that the Council of the City of Pittsburgh does hereby declare September 9th through the 11th, 2022, to be Lebanese American Days in the City of Pittsburgh. Can I have a motion to approve in a second?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The proclamation's approved. Thank you, Father. Before a few words about it, tell you who you're with.
Okay. Thank you so much. Gada, she's my wife, the pastor's wife.
Wait.
Yeah.
I have to explain that. In Lebanon, priests are allowed to marry.
Catholic priests are married. Judy, our assistant, and everybody, Mickey. First of all, thank you for everything. And I'm not used to do, a speech like this, but I have something special to Pittsburgh. And for me, you represent Pittsburgh. Thank you for being so welcoming people. I visit a lot of cities in this country and abroad, and really we feel home here. We feel safe, and this is for us really our home. Thank you so much for everything you are doing for us. You are always welcome to visit us, especially not only these 3 days of our festival, but every day. Our church, our hall is always open for you. Last year we received 6,000 visitors, and this year we are hoping we'll reach, our goal is to reach 10,000 visitors. Hoping you will be between these 10,000. God bless you all, and God protect this country. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Well, this is an open invitation. Please come. It will be a great event. We're going to have music and dancing. But not only that, Our Lady of Victory found it in their heart to move back into the city from the suburbs and have been opened and welcomed with opened arms. It's been a wonderful transition back into the city. We started in the city, and now we're back in the beautiful campus of St. Pamphilus in Beachview, but it's Our Lady of Victory on Tropical Avenue, 1000 Tropical Avenue. Please come. You'll get to see me. And you'll get to see everybody else, but it will be a great event. Thank you, Teresa, for all your kindness and your continued support. Thank you, everybody. I'll see each and every one of you there. My hands touch your face.
You want to take a photo? Everyone want to come up for the photo? Do you want to?
Why not?
Come on.
We're coming up. We're coming up.
much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bishop.
Oh, thank you. Hey.
What's Bishop Zubik doing here? After back surgery. Oh, I did something. I cannot believe it. Muscle right now. It's killing me. It's about 2 weeks now.
Thank you, thank you. And our next order of business is public comment, and I would like to remind everyone that the rules of council state that comments are limited to matters of concern, official action, or deliberation which are or may be before city council. Threats and profanity will not be permitted. May we have the first speaker, please? And the first speaker I have is Elena Zaitzoff. Is she on?
Phone, I imagine.
Yes, she's on.
Good morning, council members. I'm Elena Zaitzoff. I live in the Oak Cliff neighborhood of South Oakland. The zoning portion of the Oakland plan is going to be before you. Today, I would like to address some zoning changes proposed in it, specifically the rezoning of residential parcels. Currently zoned residential, very high density. The Oakland plan changes them to urban center mixed use. There's no reason for this change. None of the Oak Cliff parcels are in OPRD or located on the Boulevard of the Allies. 3 of the 4 parcels in Oak Cliff are adjacent and all are owned by a developer. This zoning change will allow a 400-foot-long building, 85 feet high, next to row houses and the 2-story stable condominiums. At a meeting of the Oak Cliff Community Organization, it was made clear to the then project manager that OCO did not want our residential areas rezoned to allow commercial, that we would like to have a say in it situation by situation. After all, we do live and pay taxes there. Wellsford Street, an entire street of row houses, is similarly being rezoned. History will repeat itself. A developer will buy the row houses one by one, tear them down, and build monstrosities. Oak Cliff is not a slum that warrants rezoning. Neither is Wellsford Street. Another issue is the rezoning of the part of the Boulevard of the Allies from Craft Avenue towards town to become urban center employment. This would allow 210-foot high buildings on the Boulevard of the Allies, which is not in keeping with what is there now, McGee Hospital and the Hampton Inn. Its proximity to residential Oak Cliff would add to the walling in of it, which has been allowed by previously approved UCMU rezoning. Please be mindful of the Oakland needs rezoning mindset, which allows for broad brushstrokes of rezoning. Please take the time to familiarize yourself with the streets involved and their proximity to houses. Reach out to all affected, not just friends and developers, to realize the Oakland plan still needs a lot of work. Thank you.
Thank you. And our next speaker is Dr. Ronald Lynn Miller. Dr. Miller.
Dr. Ronald N. Miller, Bellsuver, Linguistic Society of America, Hanoi, Vietnam, Global Intelligence Society, U.S. National Candidate for President 2024, cgsii.rlm.globalintelligence@gmail.com. Vote by voter verification is key. Citizens, do you think that Mr. Gainey speaks a non-English language? There are 2 ways to answer that question. A concern of council is with the City of Pittsburgh Rules of Council, ROC. A concomitant concern should be to let copies of council's key document, ROC, out to Pittsburghers. A correlative should be that we get copies of ROC in our first languages. Are not these what a world-class city council would do? Do you not vote by voter verified? Councilors agree. 1. ROC in council provision. A world-class council would provide visitor citizens with a copy of current ROC. Rules of council. But not so. Pittsburgh City Council does not provide copies here at this lectern of ROC at council meetings. I and the GIS have offered to provide rocks. No reply from council. Therefore, on provision of its own rules of council, Pittsburgh City Council cannot be but sub-world class. 2, rock citywide distribution. A world-class council would distribute copies of the rules of council to Pittsburghers outside of the council room. But no, Pittsburgh Council does not distribute rock copies citywide. 22 July 2022, via email to all councilors, I offered to distribute rocks across Pittsburgh. Citizens. Not one of these unverified councilors has replied. Therefore, on rock distribution, Pittsburgh Council is sub-world class. And 3, rock translation. A world-class council would translate the rock for non-American English Pittsburgh speakers. But no, nicht. Pittsburgh Council does not translate the rock. In my 22 July 2022 email to council, I said that I and the GIS are translating the rock into Espanol, Hausa, Nihongo, Deutsch, Zhongwen. No answer. Citizens, translating rock into world regional languages. Council does not care. On rock translation, Pittsburgh City Council is world-class less. There is no excuse for this.
That'll exhaust our list of registered speakers. Is there anyone in the audience wishing to address City Council?
Good morning. My name is Yvonne F. Brown. I live at 715 Mercer Street. That's in KD where Irvis's Tower, up at the top above where the Civic Arena used to be. Citizens, she said that you can't come down here and speak, not unless it's matters of concern. Well, it's a matter of concern. I want you, council, to know that I met Fetterman, and I told him he needs to come down here to City Council because you have been taking our freedom of speech away. I also told him that, I showed him, I live at the top of that hill. I said, you see there's 190 apartments in the building. They took away security. We had a resident that was beaten up, 2 black eyes, 80 years old, beaten up in the building because they took security out. We had no way to protect ourselves. I also told different people as I was walking, maybe, let me change it because I'm really excited because I feel better about myself. When I was walking, we had people stopping me and coming to me, Mrs. Brown, keep going to City Council. I also was part of the union, the ASME and the SIEU. I was part of both of them because I was first caseworker, then I worked with worked in a different part. I'm kind of excited because you know what? These people that came to me and told me, come down there and tell you you don't know what you don't know, has lifted my heart. I feel much better coming down here. It used to be when I'd come down, I'd get depressed because I'm coming into a hostile environment that is make. Also, I want Mr. Burgess to know my grandbaby, who is now 7, wants to come back down here, but I don't want her to come. When you said that she has no right to speak down here, and they're questioning, ooh, there's a baby, they got a baby down there, but he can, O'Connor. Now, how is O'Connor gonna do? He didn't even come to the meetings. You see, that backdoor politics, the good old voice system is messed up. How O'Connor, how you gonna be the controller? He wouldn't even come laughing about how he home babysitting. He got a wife. I worked as a caseworker, and them single parents had to go to work. You didn't have where you got him supposed to be here. You know what it is? All it is. That's the service. You come down here, you talk, and you, Mr. Krause, I want the people to know, you be talking, he done said what he got to say, then he goes back in that room. He don't even hear you. Then he comes back and starts talking again. He needs to keep his mouth shut sometimes. And I'm telling you because I know. I've been coming here 20-something years. I can tell you your ways that you're wrong. I see it. I'm here. Miss Mulholland, when you talk about your husband, I know I can't feel your pain, but I feel your loss.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Thank you, Ms. Brown. Are there any further speakers wishing to address City Council?
Hello, members of City Council. It's always an honor to stand before you. I have trust and believe that once we get the word out about our security for the older people, there can be another solution. It's the change need to be in the people that come around the elderly people. They should have more love and compassion for people that's just trying to live out their life. It's nothing else they want to do but to feel secure. If we can't get the security there, we must start working on another angle. Because it seems like they don't want to hear about security because it costs money. Everything costs money and everyone's suffering from what we're going through. But I know one thing, if someone hears this word and come up with a solution, if they can't afford the security, that they can come up with another way to keep us seniors safe. And thank you for listening. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Our council solicitor is going to come back and talk to you for a second. Thank you. And that moves us on to the, is there any further residents wishing to address City Council? Seeing no further speakers, we'll move on to the next order of business, which is the presentation of papers. Councilman Burgess, Chair of Urban Recreation.
No new papers, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman. And Councilman Coghill, Chair of Public Works. Councilman Burgess for Councilman Coghill. Thank you, Councilman.
Councilman Coghill presents Bill Number 708, Resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Permits, Licenses, and Inspections to apply for $250,000 in grant funding from the Allegheny County Department of Community and Economic Development through its Act 152 Blight Removal Program in order to fund the demolition of 1613 Broadway Avenue. In the event the grant is awarded, the parties plan to subsequently enter into a grant agreement to be authorized by separate legislation for the final awarded dollar amount for this stated purpose. And Bill Number 709, Resolution granting a vacation of an unopened portion of Bobby Way laid out in the Summerhill Terrace Plan as recorded in the book, page 476, in the 26th Ward, 1st Council District.
Thank you. And Councilwoman Gross, Chair of Intergovernmental Affairs. Councilman Kraus for Councilwoman Gross.
No,
I apologize. Thank you, Councilman. Thank you, Councilman. And Councilman Kraus, Chair of Public Safety Services.
thank you, Madam President.
Thank you for taking the committee.
Councilman Kraus presents Bill Number 710, Resolution authorizing, pursuant to Chapter 210, Acceptance of Gifts to City of the City Code, the mayor and the director of the Department of Public Safety to accept a donation from the Allegheny County District Attorney's Office of $33,883 for upgrading recording systems in the interview and interrogation rooms of the Bureau of Police.
Thank you. And
Madam President,
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Since it is just to accept a donation, would it be okay just to waive the rules and we'll take this up tomorrow and get the ball rolling?
do members, we have a motion to waive the rules. A second?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Okay. Aye.
Aye.
Bill will appear on tomorrow's standing committee agenda.
Thank you.
Thank you. And anyway, Councilman Lavelle, Chair of Finance and Law.
Is that me?
I'm sorry, yes, Councilman
Madam
Kraus
President,
doing double
happy to
duty there.
help. There you go.
Thank you, Councilman.
Making up for lost time.
Councilman Lavelle presents Bill Number 711, Resolution amending Resolution Number 862 of 2021, which authorized the mayor and the city solicitor on behalf of the city of Pittsburgh to enter into a professional services agreement with Cohen Law Group to address a matter of pending telecommunications litigation by increasing the total spend by $85,000 for a new not-to-exceed amount of $146,050. Bill number 712, resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in favor of Mary DeCourt Rhodes and Fishman and Rizza P.C. in the amount of $125,000 in full and final settlement of litigation filed at Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas. Bill number 713, resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in favor of B3 Solutions in the amount of $49,860 for the park's tax integration into the old real estate system. Bill 714, resolution providing for the sale of certain property acquired by the City of Pittsburgh at tax sales items A through E, 136 Bodkin Street, 1232 Butterfield Way, 236 East Jefferson Street, 3820 Perrysville Avenue, 3516 Brighton Road. And Bill number 715, resolution providing for the conveyance by the City of Pittsburgh of certain property having been placed for sale to adjoining property owners in conjunction with the City of Pittsburgh Side Yard Program, items A through E, 3362 Webster Avenue, 921 Anaheim Street, 3718 Woolslayer Way, 723 North Matilda Street, 0 Shinley Avenue, 128 North Wine Biddle Street, 6208 Huntress Street, 649 Paulson Avenue, 219 Mayflower Street, 0 Silverdale Street, 8155 Conemaugh Street, 154 Hazelwood Avenue, 156 Hazelwood Avenue, 521 Sylvania Avenue, 301 Cedarhurst Street, 1546 Methil Street, 215 Fairview Avenue, 1117 Island Avenue, 1119 Island Avenue, 947 Iton Street, 1022 Salter Way, 951 Iton Street, 1202 Seidel Street, 1544 Rhine Street, 1548 Rhine Street, 1918 Perrysville Avenue, 1727 Warren Street, 2445 Snyder Street, 3604 Pennsylvania Avenue, 3567 Elmhurst Avenue, and 1143 Mitchell Street.
Thank you. And Councilwoman Strasburger, Chair of Human Resources.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. And thank you, Councilwoman Strasburger, for taking 2 committees on.
Councilperson Strasburger presents Bill number 716, resolution amending Resolution number 773 of 2017, effective February 10, 2017, which authorized the City of Pittsburgh to enter into a professional services agreement with Rulis M. Pachicchio, LLC, for the purpose of providing legal services in connection with the defense of certain workers' compensation matters and claims brought against the city by increasing the cost by $900,000 for 3 additional years of services.
Thank you. And Councilwoman Strasburger, Chair of Innovation, Performance, and Asset Management.
No new papers, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilwoman. And Councilman Wilson, Chair of Land Use and Economic Development.
No new papers, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman. And myself, Chair of Hearings. I have 5 appointments and 2 communications. Can we take the 4 appointments that are new appointments first? Do you need this? Okay, it's not for me.
Bill number 717, resolution reappointing Deborah Bailey as a member of the Disruptive Property Appeals Board of the City of Pittsburgh for a term to expire December 31st, 2027. Bill 721, resolution appointing Councilwoman Teresa Kell Smith to serve as a member of the Board of Directors for the Allegheny County Sanitary Authority for a term to expire December 31st, 2027.
Motion to approve.
And a second?
Second.
And let me just add to this, I only said I would take Al Casan until the mayor finds somebody more appropriate. Thank you. And then I want to thank Mrs. Bailey for her service. Okay, we have a motion to approve. We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. And to be clear, Councilwoman Gross was the mayor's first choice. I want to make sure I say that. And can we have the rest of the appointments, Madam Clerk?
Bill 718, resolution appointing Jessica Jacobs as a member of the Disruptive Property Appeals Board of the City of Pittsburgh for a term to expire December 30th, 2027. Bill 719, resolution appointing Rachel Weber as a member of the Disruptive Property Appeals Board of the City of Pittsburgh for a term to expire December 31st, 2026. And Bill number 720, resolution appointing Ricardo Worthy as a member of the Disruptive Property Appeals Board of the City of Pittsburgh for a term to expire December 31st, 2025.
Motion to approve, brief discussion, please.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion,
Yeah,
Councilman?
thank you, Madam President. I know we had all put appointments in, and Bob Charlin from my chief of staff was one of those. Am I to understand that the board is then constituted, all seats are filled?
I
and we just pick
believe
from
there's
the
one
pool?
more seat that they need to fill, and I think they're looking for somebody from the north, is what I understand. Is that correct? Or is that person on here?
No, they're not on this sheet.
Yeah, yeah. So I think you need to clarify that with, but they're able to operate with the number that they have now.
Okay, so
With the- once we
one
approve these.
reappointment and 3 new appointments makes them operational for the time being, but there are additional seats to be filled.
There is at least one
Okay.
additional seat to be filled.
All right, thank you. I offered the motion to approve.
Thank you. Councilwoman?
Thank you. That was going to be my question too, because I didn't see the person that I had recommended from the eastern district, or from the eastern part of the city and the district I represent. So I was curious as well as to whether they had taken that into consideration, or what the process was too.
So I'll just say the way we wrote it is that they can operate with the 4, I think it's 4 or 5, they can operate with them, but we need to have additional, at least one appointee. If council wants to change the board, we can do that. When I rewrote the legislation, we didn't look at the board composure as much as we looked at the laws itself and the time frame. So that was some of the things that we focused on. But you're welcome to look at that if that's something you want to do. Anything else from members?
I think for now, it's important
now
that
it's
they're
good.
operational.
Yeah,
That's
I
the important
absolutely
thing.
do. I think that this is something you've been asking for, Councilman Wilson's been asking for. It's a way to address, problematic, rental properties, Airbnbs, problem properties in all of our districts. We just know that there's so many things that we could be addressing better if we had this tool. This is just one more tool in the shed. But I keep reiterating that we've had, I think it was Act 190 that we incorporated into this code into the city code. And it's the state law that we incorporated so that they could actually do some more things to address problem properties in the city, and including extraditing an absentee landlord back to the city to face housing court. There's so many tools in that, and I really wish that we would use that as a tool. No, I don't want to hear excuses. Every other place, that I can think of uses it, that I've looked into uses it. Allentown uses it, other places use it. So we should really it was something that was recommended to us back when I first started looking into problem properties, because we had so many in our district trying to address that need. And so I just think that I really would like to see us use this tool, but also start enforcing the Act 190. Anything else from members?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And so then, does anyone want to interview these appointees?
May I?
Yes.
To be honest with you, I would, if members wish to interview, I'm happy to do so, but I would not we've worked so hard for so long to get the board constituted and to get it up and running. I really would like to get the board up and running, approve them today, and then we can bring them in for interview. I just would hate to delay it any further.
Okay. Any other members? Okay, all in favor then?
Aye.
The motion to approve. So, all in favor? Any abstentions? Okay. Then these appointments are approved. Thank you. And thank you to the mayor's office, Jake Pollock, and others have worked really hard on that, so thank you for their work. And we have 2 communications.
Bill number 722, communication from Jake Pollock, Director of Office of Management and Budget, submitting acting pay approval on behalf of the Department of Public Works for Omoye Akule per the acting pay policy revised in June 2018. And Bill number 723, communication from Jam Hammond, Executive Director of the Commission on Human Relations, submitting PGH-CHR's 2021 annual report.
Motion to read, receive, and file, please.
We have a
Second.
motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, and they pass. And then now we'll move on to our next order of business. Oh, I'm sorry. I think, is there any unfinished business before City Council? Seeing no unfinished business, we'll move on to our next order of business, which is reports of committee for final action. We'll move on to Councilman Lavelle. Committee on Finance and Law, Councilman Kraus for Councilman Lavelle, please.
Yes, thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Welcome back with all this stuff you have to do. Also, up and down the table.
Councilman Lavelle presents Bill Number 702, Report of the Committee on Finance and Law for August 31st, 2022, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill Number 520, Resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in favor of JHOC Inc., doing business as Premier Transportation, and their attorneys, Peon, Nerone, Gurman, Winslow, and Smith, in the amount of $50,000 relating to the full and final settlement of a case filed in the Allegheny County Court of Common Pleas. Bill Number 565, Resolution amending 289 of 2022, which authorized the mayor and the city solicitor to enter into a professional services agreement with Block and Associates, LLC, for services related to an employment-related matter by increasing the total spend by $10,200 for a new not-to-exceed amount of $20,000. Bill Number 566, Resolution authorizing the mayor and the city solicitor to enter into a professional services agreement with Fisher Phillips for legal services in connection with collective bargaining in an amount not to exceed $50,000. Bill Number 647, Resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Office of Management and Budget on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh to enter into a cooperation agreement with the Comprehensive Municipal Pension Trust Fund Board as approved by the Council of the City of Pittsburgh pursuant to Chapter 272 of the City Code of Ordinances. Bill Number 648, Resolution authorizing 14 open-end professional services agreements with multiple vendors to provide professional services on an on-call basis as required, related to architecture and interior design services as needed by the various departments of the City of Pittsburgh, each agreement being at an amount not to exceed $2,500,000 annually for a 2-year term with up to 2 additional 1-year options and providing for funding of the cost thereof. Bill Number 649, Resolution authorizing 21 open-end professional services agreements with multiple vendors to provide professional services on an on-call basis as required related to architecture and interior design services and energy efficiency consulting services as needed by the various departments of the City of Pittsburgh, each agreement being at an amount not to exceed $500,000 annually for a 2-year term with up to 2 additional 1-year options and providing for funding of the cost thereof. Bill Number 650, Resolution further amending Resolution 863 of 2018, effective January 1, 2019, as amended, entitled, Resolution adopting and approving the 2019 capital budget and the 2019 Community Development Block Grant Program and the 2019 through 2024 Capital Improvement Program, so as to reallocate Emergency Solutions Grant CARES Act funding and authorize a subsequent agreement or agreements to provide emergency shelter services, street outreach services, rental assistance, and housing relocation and stabilization services and/or data collection activities. Bill Number 651, Resolution further amending Resolution 647 of 2020, effective December 23, 2020, as amended, entitled, Resolution adopting and approving the 2021 capital budget and the 2021 Community Development Block Grant Program and the 2021 through 2026 Capital Improvement Program by reducing park reconstruction by $245,230 and increasing facility improvements, recreation, and senior centers by $245,230. Bill Number 652, Resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Office of Management and Budget to enter into a cooperation agreement or agreements with the City of Pittsburgh Equipment Leasing Authority to provide for the leasing of 4 pumper trucks at a cost not to exceed $3,879,860.74 over 7 years. Bill Number 654, Resolution authorizing the issuance of a warrant in favor of Leonard Scott Weiss in the amount of $9,226.64 in settlement of a claim for damage to the residence and sidewalk at 5847 Solway Street from a failed city tree on July 7, 2021, and Bill number 665, resolution transferring a total of $15,000 within the 2022 operating budget from the City Council to the Office of the City Clerk for the purpose of professional development.
Thank you. You've heard the reading of the title of the bills. Is there any discussion on the bills? Seeing none, the bills are now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage will vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess.
Aye.
Ms. Gross. Aye. Mr. Kraus.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mrs. Kelsmith, President.
Aye.
6 ayes, 0 noes.
Thank you. The bills having received the legally required number of votes are finally passed. And that moves us on to the Committee on Public Safety Services. Oh, so, okay, so I have the last of those bills. Okay, thank you, myself.
Council President Kelsmith presents the Committee on Public Safety Bill number 703, reported to Committee on Public Safety Services for August 31st, 2022, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill number 629, resolution establishing the Healthy and Safe Pittsburgh 2030 Initiative and Advisory Committee, and Bill 664, resolution providing for the issuance of a warrant in favor of Southside Marina in the amount of $9,708 for the design and installation of a roof for protection of the fireboat when moored at the arena.
Madam President,
Yes,
I want to make a motion to recommit Bill 0629. I have been chatting with the administration, members of council. Let me make the motion and then I'll explain.
Okay.
Motion to recommit.
we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
So
Discussion, Councilman
yeah,
Burgess.
and then I'll ask for it to be held. I may not be at standing committees tomorrow, but I want it to be held for 2 weeks tomorrow. Everybody agrees the process in terms of increasing public engagement and people's participation, providing technical assistance and capacity in community-based organizations. There is widespread agreement on that. That will lead to better housing, better outcomes, and those better outcomes will lead to greater health, safety, and well-being. In the legislation, in being somewhat aspirational, I made the title more about the outcomes and less about the work. And I think that's created some misunderstanding. And so I want to recommit it, and I work with Councilman Wilson and Mr. Kraus, Councilman Kraus, who will become the chair of the committee. I am already working with the administration to change the title of it and some things so that the focus is on the work and the outcomes will take care of themselves, though that we're clear on what the work is. The work really is to be on the ground in communities, building the capacities of local organizations, of being on the ground in the community, helping residents and residents groups do their work. And so I'm working with everyone. Hopefully we'll come to a place that we can all agree with. And the goal, my goal really, and I've been very transparent about this, I believe it's important that we do a couple things, that we get more people participating in government stuff, but mostly, and this is something everyone agrees with, we have to figure out a way to put more capacity in many of our local community-based organizations and residents groups, right? They almost need pre-technical assistance, right? They need assistance to get them to technical assistance. And so we think this is a way of doing it, at least to have that conversation. So that's the recommittal. I ask that you hold it for 2 weeks. Hopefully I'm gonna talk to everybody again over the next 2 weeks and we can all get a place where we're comfortable.
Okay. Any other members? I'm just going to say, I don't know that it's our responsibility to build up nonprofit organizations. I think that's the responsibility of the Bear Center for Nonprofit Management and organizations like that. I do understand your reasoning. We've talked about it before. I'm not sure I'm there yet. So hopefully this will give me more time to get to a better place with the bills. Any other members? Okay, so we have motion to recommit in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. We'll recommit the bills, and then tomorrow...
2 weeks.
Tomorrow, Councilman Kraus will hold for 2 weeks, correct?
Mr. Kraus,
Councilman?
if that's okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and then the other bills? Do we-
One other bill.
One other bill. Can we have all right, all in favor of the, Madam Clerk, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Could you read those? Did you read that?
Rhythm, you have to,
We read it? She read it. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, now, the last bill was ready for final action. All in favor of passage, vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess.
aye.
Ms. Gross. Aye. Mr. Kraus.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mrs. Kelsmith, President.
Aye.
6 ayes, 0 noes.
Thank you. The bill's now ready for, having received, the bill having received the legally required number of votes is finally passed. That moves us on to Councilman Anthony Coghill, Committee on Public Works, and Councilman Burgess for Councilman Coghill.
Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman.
You're welcome.
Councilman Coghill presents Bill number 704, reported to Committee on Public Works for August 31st, 2022, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill number 630, resolution amending Resolution 563, effective September 16, 2019, entitled Authorizing the Mayor and the Director of the Department of Public Works to enter into a professional services agreement between the City of Pittsburgh and Buchard Horn Architects for architectural and engineering design services related to the renovation of the former Thaddeus Stevens School for use by the Pittsburgh Bureau of Police Special Deployment Division for the not-to-exceed amount of $973,595.22 by amending the title of the resolution and increasing the allocation for the not-to-exceed amount of $1,412,328.27. Bill 631, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of public works to enter into an agreement or agreements with the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection for the purpose of receiving and spending grant funds in the amount of $349,557 for the purchase of a new recycling truck, 9 new recycling dumpsters, and to support public education. Bill number 632, resolution authorizing the mayor and the directors of the Department of Public Works and the Department of Finance on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh to enter into an easement with Duquesne Light Company to provide a permanent easement for vegetation management on city-owned property adjacent to John Clare Street. Bill number 633, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure to apply for a grant from the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development's Multi-Module Transportation Fund for the Davis Avenue Pedestrian Bridge Project, and further providing for an agreement and expenditures not to exceed $2,500,000. Bill number 634, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure to apply for a grant from the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development's Multimodal Transportation Fund for the Homewood Sidewalks Improvement Project, and further providing for an agreement and expenditures not to exceed $1,921,005.73. Bill number 635, resolution authorizing the mayor of the City of Pittsburgh and the director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure to receive grant funding from the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation to complete a stoplight removal study in the amount of $96,000 and authorizing expenditures for this stated purpose. Bill number 636, resolution authorizing the mayor of the City of Pittsburgh and the director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure to receive grant funding from the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation to replace the stoplight at the corner of Brighton and Jacksonia in the amount of $195,990.60 and authorizing expenditures for this stated purpose. Bill number 637, Resolution authorizing the mayor of the city of Pittsburgh and the director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure to receive grant funding from the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation to replace the stoplight at the corner of Braddock and Forbes in the amount of $471,375.82 and authorizing expenditures for this stated purpose. Bill number 638, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure to apply for a grant from the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development's Multimodal Transportation Fund for the South 21st Street Complete Green Street Project and further providing for an agreement and expenditures not to exceed $1,036,422. And Bill number 639, resolution amending Resolution 307 approved May 12, 2015, granting unto United States General Services Administration, their successors and assigns, the privilege and license to construct, maintain, and use at their own cost and expense, to remove, relocate existing bollards and planters and replace with security-compliant bollards, a post and beam rail, and a swing plate at 1000 Liberty Avenue, 2nd Ward, 6th Council District. And Bill number 640, resolution vacating Regis Way and a portion of Rapidan Way, both located in the ballpark plan as recorded in Plan Book Volume 19, page 56, situated in the 12th Ward, 9th Council District.
Thank you. You've heard the reading and the title of the bills. Is there any discussion on the bills? Okay, I just want to thank the administration for still continuing with the Thaddeus Stevens project. It was something started a few years back with then former Mayor Peduto, and it could have been easily stopped with the new administration, but they instead added money to it to actually complete it. So I want to thank them for their work on that and for continuing with this project. Okay, the bills are now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage of the bills will vote aye when the name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Kraus.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mrs. Kale Smith, President.
Aye.
6 ayes, 0 noes.
Thank you. The bills having received the legally required number of votes are finally passed. And that moves us on to Councilman Bobby Wilson, Committee on Land Use and Economic Development.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman.
Councilman Bobby Wilson presents Bill number 705, reported to Committee on Land Use and Economic Development for August 31st, 2022. Bill number 660, resolution further amending Resolution 863 of 2018, effective January 1, 2019, as amended, entitled Resolution Adopting and Approving the 2019 Capital Budget and the 2019 Community Development Block Grant Program, and the 2019 through 2024 Capital Improvement Program so as to reallocate Community Development Block Grant, Careers Act, funding, and authorize a subsequent agreement or agreements. Bill number 662, resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of City Planning on behalf of the city to enter into a license agreement or agreements with Pittsburgh Regional Transit and the Bank of New York Mellon for the installation and maintenance of the Virgil Cantini mosaic not to exceed $1. Bill number 663, resolution amending Resolution 715 of 2021 for the mayor and the Department of Permits, Licenses, and Inspections to enter into an amended agreement with Avenue Insights and Analytics to digitize, microfiche, and aperture cards holding historic permitting data and add them to the department's digital library. The extension of this agreement will add an additional year of services and $22,354.86 of compensation. The agreement is chargeable and payable from the following account in an amount not to exceed $282,354.86. Bill number 672, resolution calling for promoting affordable commercial and residential development in the city of Pittsburgh by exploring the expansion of the development of accessory dwelling units and detached accessory dwelling units. Bill number 676, Resolution amending Resolution 234 of 2022, promoting affordable housing in the city of Pittsburgh by exploring the expansion of limited equity housing cooperatives so as to extend the deadline for the presentation of the report to the City Council to October 11, 2022.
Thank you. You've heard the reading and the title of the bills. Is there any discussion on the bills? Seeing none, the bills are now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage will vote aye when their name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Kraus.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mrs. Kelsmith, President.
Aye.
6 ayes, 0 noes.
Thank you. The bills having received the legally required number of votes are finally passed. I want to thank Councilwoman Gross for her work on those bills, too. And now we move on to Councilwoman Erica Strasburger, Committee on Innovation, Performance, and Asset Management.
Thank
I have
you,
to
Madam-
look to see which committee you're doing.
Surprise. Thank you, Madam President.
Councilperson Erica Strasburger presents Bill Number 706, reported to Committee on Innovation, Performance, and Asset Management for August 31st, 2022, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill Number 656, Resolution amending Resolution 427 of 2021, which authorized the City of Pittsburgh to extend the professional service agreements with STR Grants, LLC, for software services relating to the eProperties Plus profiling system by a term of 1 year at an additional cost not to exceed $44,218.09. Bill Number 657, Resolution amending Resolution 470 of 2020, which authorized the mayor and the director of the Department of Finance to enter into an agreement or agreements with RT Lawrence Corporation for the provision of a remittance processing system. And Bill Number 659, Resolution amending Resolution Number 647 of 2021, authorizing the mayor, the director of permits, licenses, and inspections, the director of city planning, and the chief of innovation and performance to enter into an amended professional service agreement or agreements with Building I, Inc. to purchase software and related support services that will create an interactive map for internal and public visual display of planning, permit, license, and violation data in order to add an additional year of services and $94,900 of compensation.
Thank you. You've heard the reading and the title of the bills. Is there any discussion on the bills? Seeing none, the bills are now ready for final action. All in favor of the passage will vote aye when their name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess.
Aye.
Ms. Gross.
Aye.
Mr. Kraus.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mrs. Kelsmith, President.
Aye.
6 ayes, 0 noes.
Thank you. The bills having received the legally required number of votes are finally passed. That moves us on to Councilwoman Deborah Gross, Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. Councilwoman. Thank you, Councilwoman. Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Gross presents Bill Number 707, reported to Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs for August 31st, 2022, with an affirmative recommendation. Bill Number 642, Resolution adopting plan revision to the City of Pittsburgh's official sewage facilities plan for 1530 Cliff Street. Bill Number 643, Resolution adopting plan revision to the City of Pittsburgh's official sewage facilities plan for proposed land development located in the 5100 block of Rosetta Street. Bill Number 644, Resolution adopting plan revision to the City of Pittsburgh's official sewage facilities plan for 114 West North Avenue. Bill 645, Resolution adopting the plan revision to the City of Pittsburgh's official sewage facilities plan for the Hillman Library expansion, a Commonwealth of Pennsylvania property, project which will involve the construction of an addition, interior renovations, exterior renovations, and site improvements to the Hillman Library. The site address is 3960 Forbes Avenue in the 4th Ward. And Bill Number 646, Resolution authorizing the mayor and the director of the Department of Mobility and Infrastructure on behalf of the City of Pittsburgh to enter into a cooperation and reimbursement agreement with the Pittsburgh Water and Sewer Authority to reimburse expenses of PWSA incurred for roadway base and pavement restoration performed by PWSA on behalf of utilities in the city in advance of the Bus Rapid Transit Project and an amount not to exceed $557,002.24.
Thank you. You've heard the reading and the title of the bills. Is there any discussion on the bills? Seeing none, the bills are now ready for final action. All in favor of passage will vote aye when their name is called. Those opposed will vote no. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess.
Aye.
Ms. Gross. Aye. Mr. Kraus.
Aye.
Mrs. Strasburger.
Aye.
Mr. Wilson.
Aye.
Mrs. Keel-Smith, President.
Aye.
6 ayes, 0 noes.
Thank you. The bills, having received the legally required number of votes, are finally passed. And that moves us on to motions and resolutions. I have a few meeting announcements. Tomorrow's meeting, Wednesday, September 7th at 10 a.m., council will hold our standing committees meeting. Speaker registration will close at 9 a.m. Wednesday morning. To register to speak at this meeting, please fill out the sign-up form on the council meeting webpage by the deadline. You may also call the clerk's office at 412-255-2138. And then I'm just going to begin real quickly, and then I'll turn it over to members. I want to thank Councilman Kraus for taking on the Public Safety Committee, which is obviously a huge committee, so thank you for doing that. I want to thank Councilwoman Strasburger for taking on 2 committees so that I could give you the Public Safety. She's taking on HR until we have a new member elected here. And I also want to thank Councilwoman Strasburger, who is serving on the library board for us. Councilman Kraus helped me to put that together, where Councilman Lavelle agreed to move on to a different board, and he is now serving on the Equipment Leasing Authority for us.
Good.
And yeah, and then we have, and he's serving on a lot of other things. And so that left an opening for Councilwoman Strasburger to serve on the library board again. So thank you for doing that. And last, Bob Charlin, I'm running out of people to appoint. He I asked him and talked with you and asked if he could be appointed to the Phipps Conservancy Board, and so he is. So I want to thank everyone for all the boards that they're serving on. There's so many other committees and things that we're waiting for reports back on. So thank you all for the work that you're doing. In tomorrow's meeting, we have to have some members join us by Zoom because 2 members are going to be out at the fire ops. 4 members are out of town. So we have to have a discussion. First and foremost is our responsibility here for council. So we have to make sure that we have at least 5 members that are able to be at least via Zoom.
Can I ask a question, Madam President?
Yes.
What's the agenda like on tomorrow? Is it lengthy?
I don't remember. It's probably light because we didn't have that much last week.
Yeah, as the tension builds.
Really, the question is that the earlier that we start, I can get on, at 10. It's just if we start late, then I'll have to get off,
Well, Councilman Lavelle's going to be with you, and he's cheering from remotely. So
I'll be in transit. I'm not there.
If you're there and you're there,
No, we're not. We won't be there till tomorrow. We won't be there. We'll be in transit. That's my point. During that time.
Councilman Lavelle said he was going to cheer tomorrow.
Cool. Well, I'll talk to him. If he starts at 10, I can get on remotely for about an hour.
Councilwoman Gross, how are you? And I are going to do fire ops tomorrow. And I'll talk a little bit about that when it's my turn to talk. But we committed to that months ago. I think we start at 7 a.m. tomorrow.
And I'm just going to say we committed to these seats and being here a lot longer than months ago. So I just think that this is our first priority. And I know all of you, some of you are traveling, and I just want to, let's have that conversation after we're done here to figure out who's going to be able to participate tomorrow via Zoom. Okay? I think we have enough. So it's one person I just need to confirm with, and that was it. So, okay? Anything else from members? I know Councilman.
If I may. So, Councilwoman Gross and I are going to do fire ops tomorrow, and members that might not be, are you familiar with what fire ops is? You did, yeah. It's just such an amazing opportunity to see what our fire bureau experiences on a daily basis. For me, it was transformational. I never looked at what our firefighters do in the same light ever again since doing Fire Up. So I know I'm excited that Councilwoman Gross has chosen to do it as well. So she and I will be there tomorrow. And then last Tuesday, I had wanted to speak to this, but to be absolutely honest with you, I wasn't ready. I was still dealing with my own grief, if you will, at the passing of a very, very dear friend, Connie Wellens. Connie passed on September 28th, late Sunday night. She was with her children, which was wonderful. Connie, God, I met Connie 17 years ago when I first decided to run for council, and I was told if I was going to run in the neighborhood of Beltshoover, the very first person I had to start with was Ms. Wellens. And I remember going up to her house on a Sunday afternoon. Had never met her. She had never met me. Sight unseen, knocked on her door, told her I was there to talk to her about running for council, and we sat there for probably the better part of 5 hours. And we just became instant friends, and we talked about everything and anything. And I absolutely adored her. And she was just one of the sweetest, kindest, most dear friends that I've ever had. And Connie had one wish, that was to live to be 90. She made her 90th birthday, and members know we, thanks to the mayor, Mayor Gainey and Jake Wheatley and Jake Pollock, we named Freeland Street in honor of Connie about just really a matter of a couple of weeks before she passed. And Freeland Street is now honorarily named Wellens Way in honor of the work that Connie did. Connie was the first Black American woman to be appointed chair of the Human Relations Commission Board by Mayor Pete Flaherty, and she served in that position for 30 years. She was a police officer for the school board, retired from the school, or for the school district, retired from the school district, I want to say in the 90s, and was a committee woman in the 30th Ward or the 18th Ward, I'm sorry, for 30 years. She has just an exemplary record of service and a wonderful family who took me in as one of their own many, many years ago. So I just wanted to mention that. Pittsburgh Federation of Teachers was kind enough to step forward. They are hosting a memorial service for Connie Sunday the 18th from 2 to 5 at the Pittsburgh Federation of Teachers. And I imagine several hundred people will be in attendance, but I just wanted to mark her passing. She was just one of the best people I ever had the honor in my life to meet and spend time with, and I absolutely adored her.
Want to do a moment of silence?
It's okay. I just, more than anything, wanted members to be aware that she had lived this wonderful life and has moved on, and we're all better for her having lived and diminished because she's no longer with us.
I'm sorry for your loss and for the loss for the city of Pittsburgh, because I think anybody who knew her knew how much she cared and how much she gave back to the city of Pittsburgh. So thank you, and I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, anything else from members? Seeing none, can we have a motion to excuse the absent member, approve the minutes, and adjourn the meeting?
You got it. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.